time. Let's talk about the sum of 228 billion naira, which has been set aside for the agriculture sector in 2023 budget signed on Tuesday by President Buhari. That figure placed agriculture number 9 on the list of the top 10 sectors in the allocations for the new year. In the meantime, the Ministry of Agriculture has a new policy for the sector. Discussing all of this with me now is Africa farmer Mogaji, the coordinator of an advocacy group known as Feed Nigeria Now. Great having you here in the studios for the first time in the new year. I've got a lot of this, as it were, for those who make the time to be here on the show. Thank you so much. How was the holiday?
Very brief.
Very brief. Yeah, holidays are usually brief. They look really large when the year has not ended. Yeah. Then suddenly when it happens, they become like, oh, are we there already? The new year has started. So you've got, but let's talk about the agri policy, which the new policy, what does it broadly promise?
Well, it promises a lot around extension services, expanding the livestock sector, ensuring food security overall. But, you know, where players in the sector are always concerned around implementation. Over the years, we've always had beautiful documents, and this is also another beautiful document. Unfortunately, it's coming at the tail end of an administration. So will the next administration see that document as priority, see the document as timely? You know, so that's always a challenge of implementation.
Apart from the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mr. President, I've spoken sometimes about the extension farmers. Why are these folks really important in delivering food sustainability, help us to mitigate runaway price inflation and support it all agriculture? At that base, I've had conversation on the social media with a few folks who says, look, agriculture, food sustainability is not just the job of the federal government. It goes down to to states and the local governments.
Yes, so the extension agents are actually the lifeline of farmers. They have that relationship. They bridge that gap between research and the farmers. They bridge the gap of market. They bridge the gap of technology transfer. You know, they are the key. They are the lifeblood of farming across board. So without them, we're joking. So we need to pay attention.
We need thousands of them to be employed. What do we really need to employ them? Who are they, by the way? What qualifications do we need to have extension farmers done? Why is it difficult for us to employ them? We have so many folks that are jobless.
Well, I see it as lack of seriousness, because there's no big deal in employing and training. So ideally, you're supposed to go to graduate, studying agri-extension or any form of agriculture. There's a government agency that actually grooms agri-extensionists, you know, but bottom line is that you can grab anybody, school them appropriately, and they can deliver the job and even grow and learn on the job.
Scientific or technical? What does it involve? Agri-extension workers.
So it's a bit of science, but not technical. Anybody can learn it, provided they go through the school. And federal government has the institution that you can come in.
Universities of agriculture. Tell me, why is it so? We have thousands graduating every year in the field of agriculture.
Yes, so it's a technical value chain, because some knowledge, communication is a lot around it. You know, understanding the psychology of the farmers also is it's more relationship based. You know, so there needs to be a lot of trainings. But government has the institution, but beyond the institution now we need to leverage what we have. We need to leverage like radio. We need to actually get, before, you know, the dynamics around extension before was you need to get some people to go into the village. Now, most of the farmers have mobile phones. Many of them listen to radio. So we really don't need to employ that much again. We need to leverage media now, and we'll be able to educate them.
A bit of technology, digital technology, a bit of that?
A bit of technology for the educated.
Yes.
But for the rural farmers, they listen to their radio every day. So we can have a program where we reach out to them.
What do the farmers need to know from these extension workers?
Well, basically, new technologies. New ways of doing things, improved seedlings, policies, new policies that affect production, market, like crop protection, herbicides, insecticides, the ones that have been banned that may affect the sales of their product or produce. Basically
use of fertilizers,
potent fertilizers, the ones that are not functional. Just on-the-go information, just like we read newspapers. That's what...
That shouldn't be too difficult to achieve at states and local governments level, should it?
It's primarily at state, but unfortunately we load it on federal. It's mostly state and local government, but they've not taken that serious over the years.
I'm trying to think what are the realities on the ground right now for agri sector in the new year 2023. What's on the ground?
Well, 2020...
Today is the 6th day of January.
2022 was very challenging for the sector, very, very challenging. Many people are in debts. Many have plateaued their...
the farmers.
The farmers and the businesses.
The investors.
Yes, the investors. There's a lot of challenge in the sector now because of some assaulting policies. COVID also. The insurgency, banditry, and co. all took effects. So many people are just trying to be afloat. However, 2023 now, there's going to be a lot of food price increase.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you. What should Nigerians expect? What should I expect?
Well,
at that person to
yes, so we should expect that food will not be readily available.
But some folks says food prices are on the upside, globally speaking. What makes Nigeria's case different?
No, globally speaking, food is on the higher increase, but they have reserves. We don't really have reserves. For grains, we don't have reserves. So if anything happens to Nigeria, it doesn't rain for 4 months, we're in for it. And don't forget, I've always emphasized this, West Africa depends on Nigeria. So every time we don't get it right, it affects, the West African community. But
okay, so do you think we're going to get it right with about 230 billion naira allocation in the new year budget?
No,
is that enough?
No, the money is small.
Small.
The money is small.
I look at the list, it's the number 9th. The police affairs got a whole lot more, like 800 billion. Even the Ministry for Social Development, whatever, the disaster management got a whole lot more money. Agriculture came second to number 9 on the top 10.
When you look at where we are, we need more funding. And don't forget, that is what they budget. Will it be implemented for that? It's another kettle of fish.
We will get that 200 and
we will get it,
billion.
And even if we get it, it's an election year. You need to understand something like agriculture in election year. Most of these projects are not mostly implemented because they are rural communities and you cannot verify them. So it's election year.
So that money is likely, let's just put it very nicely.
Yeah.
The money is just going to be hanging somewhere.
Yes.
For the year. But again, you got the Ministry of Water Resources as well. So if we put the two together, do you think we can make a dent somewhat?
Somehow, over the years, the two ministries have not been able to integrate and work together.
Should we match the both of them just once and for all?
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. They're doing very crucial things, especially water resources. The moment we merge water resources with agriculture, one will lose that tempo. One will try to kill the other permanently. It has been done before. So bottom line, water resources should be split from Ministry of Agriculture, but there should be some overlap. There should be some synergy working together, but it's not happening.
Talking together.
They should be talking together.
Do they have a joint development plan, for example? We were talking about the new policy. Was the Water Minister's Water Resources part of that?
Yes. So you see, over the years, there's always been a policy, a document, a strategy around the two of them working together. But in the field, it doesn't work. They don't work together.
Are you bullish on agriculture food prices this year, just as a takeaway?
Well, yeah, food prices, we can manage it. We're Nigerians. We can manage it. We can work around it if the new administration will get it right. However, I've gone through the policies, manifesto of the leading aspirants, and those policies are very watery. It won't take us to the promised land, all of them, because it's something abstract. None of those documents is addressing the challenges we have, and none of them is embracing the opportunities we need to leverage. So when you look at those manifestos, the agri manifestos of the leading candidates, we should be concerned. And we are concerned, and so some of us, top people in the sector have decided that we'll put a document together and send them, have a conversation, invite them, and let them know that these are where the issues are, so that they don't come again and design another beautiful project that is not in direction. But when you look at the manifestos, we must be concerned for all of them.
We appreciate this insight from you, as always. Thank you so much. African Farmer Mogaji, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
And enjoy yourself.
Thank you.